disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's going on?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network, and on Mondays, you got the Winner Circle with myself, Isaiah Gathings, Chris Walker, and Angel Diaz. Tuesdays, the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Wednesdays is Fists, Kicks, and Flicks. I'm sorry, Wednesdays is the traditional way with Brett Shumway. And Thursdays is Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with myself, Joe Hartley, and Angel Diaz. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. And don't forget about the main app, the Martial Arts Center Network app. Joe, it is showtime. What's up, man?
And just trying to stay warm over here. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. It's cold, man. Did your kids have school today?
Yeah, they had school today. They weren't happy about it. But they had to miss Thursday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thursday, I believe it was. And my high schoolers are, they're during finals. So they had to make up finals today. So I knew it was gonna, if they could, they weren't gonna miss today.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking, but I think they're not gonna be able to avoid it on Friday. Friday's gonna be really cold.
Well, tomorrow we're getting snow in the morning. It's supposed to start about between 3 and 5. So when you're going to work tomorrow, you're probably going to be driving in that mess. We're supposed to get. Matter of fact, no, you work tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I work tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're supposed to get between 2 and 4 inches in the morning.
Yeah, and I gotta go to. I just I didn't tell you this since the last time, but they just promoted me.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, I'm a supervisor now.
Ah, okay, there you go. So.
In training, I guess. I don't even know.
There you go. Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll see.
But does that still affect your seniority? Like, are you now at a different level now?
You know what? I'm at a different level, but I don't know how it affects. I think I keep my seniority. So
you're still at the bottom of the rung?
Well, it depends on. There's some people that are below me. And supervisor jobs, they've been slacking because I've been talking to the right people about it for about 6 months now, and they've been telling me everything I want to hear. But they finally I finally talked to the main guy, and so that's what finally closed it, because I have had a lot of people telling me, "Oh yeah, we're moving you up, and I'm like, "Oh really?" Because you've been telling me that for about 6 months now, and I ain't heard nothing. So all of a sudden. My second tier boss came and said something to me and told me I need to go talk to the big boss. And I'm like, oh, well, what did I do? They said, no, it's a good thing. So they were talking to me, and they're going to put me on, start training probably next week, I think. So.
Okay. Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. That stupid snow day, I got stuck. It was only like the third time I've ever been late to work. I blew a tire.
Thursday or Friday?
I think it was Thursday. I blew a tire. Maybe it was Friday. No, it was Friday because I had to go get the tire on Saturday. So it was Friday. Okay. Yeah, blew a tire. I must have hit a big pothole because there was a chunk out of my tire about 4 or 5 centimeters long. And, I don't know, like the last time you had a flat, but, you think, oh, I hit something, but I think I'm okay. And then all of a sudden you start feeling the but then it was snowy out. So I was like, maybe it didn't go flat. And then all of a sudden I start smelling the rubber, and I'm like, it is flat. Pulled over.
It's been a long time since that has happened. Like lately, I think it's been over 20 years since something like that has happened to me. I think the last time that might have happened, I can't even tell you when last thing. So most of the times when I've had a flat, I've seen it. Like I'm looking at my car, looking at the tires, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that tire getting low? Let me keep my eye on it. And then I'll notice it. I'll put some air in it, and then I'll notice it's back low again. Then I know, yeah, it's time to make a change. So I've been kind of lucky and haven't had a blowout or anything like that in a long time.
I had to have hit a pothole because there was a chunk out of the tire, and the tire's not that old. And it might have been, I don't even think it was in the yellow yet, according to discount. So yeah, I was kind of mad about it. But the worst part is I forgot my gloves. So I had to, like, it was super cold out, and I'm literally like doing like I'd be out there for 5 minutes, and then I put my hands back in the warm car. I kept my car running, and I did that. I had to do that like 8 times, and I was like, "That's the fastest I ever changed that deck on tire."
You know what, man? I keep my gloves in my coat pockets. I used to keep my gloves in the glove, not in the armrest of my car. I used to keep my gloves in there. But one day, man, I got into the car and it was real cold, and I don't like driving with gloves on. So when I went in there and got the gloves off, the gloves were so cold. So I said, I'm not gonna do this no more. Just leaving them in the car. I'm just gonna go ahead and just, as soon as I walk in the house, I'll keep my gloves and
I have really good gloves that are good for driving, and then I have gloves that are really warm. My driving gloves, I don't know what happened to them. The kids got a hold of them, and they just it pissed me off because those were good for driving. But now I got my warm gloves, but you can't do anything with them because they're so big and thick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with, just like you. I don't like driving in them. I don't like doing anything except for keeping me warm. So. Other than that, man, just my oldest, she just had a birthday, so she's turned 18. She's getting ready to take her driver's test, and we're gonna have her driving so she can start doing that. We'll figure out trying to get her a car, all that fun stuff. She's got her last musical for school coming up at the end of the month, so they're buckled down for that. They're there right now. She's not coming home till like 8:30.
Okay.
Which, I need her butt driving because I'm not trying to pick her up that other than that, man, Layla's next week. So Friday she'll be 15 or 16, and just keeping everyone busy and trying to keep everyone warm and just running around between school and work and archery. My wife's been doing art. She's got 2 more art shows she's got put on. So we're just trying to stay busy, man.
Okay.
I mean, that's about it, really.
Okay. Yeah, man. Over here also, man. I don't know, man. Karate classes have been small, man, and I know it's because of the weather. Last week we didn't have class on Wednesday because of the snow. So I did the Zoom classes on Thursday and Friday for everyone. And then this week, man, it was so cold yesterday. And I needed to go up to the school to shovel the snow. And I had some running around to do, and I had to take Melissa to the dentist. So I knew that I wasn't going to get done in time, to teach. I'm sorry. I wasn't going to get done in time to get up to the school early enough to shovel the snow, lay the salt down, and then let the salt try and melt some of it to let it, so it's walkable. So I just went ahead and just texted all of the parents and let them know, like, no class tonight. But what we're going to do, we're going to have class on Tuesdays and Thursday this week for my normal Monday and Wednesday classes. I just told them to come on Tuesday and Thursday because I know that the Tuesday and Thursday kids, a lot of them probably weren't going to come anyway tonight, and they definitely did not show because it's so cold. So I had a real small class tonight, and nobody even showed up for the second class. The red and black belts didn't even show up. So I'm not going to have any classes tomorrow. I'm going to have a class Thursday. And honestly, man, over the last couple of days, man, I should say last couple of weeks, I'm probably just going to go back to doing the Zoom classes. And instead of having people come out when it's real cold, or if it's, we having a snowy day or something like that, I'm going to get back to doing the Zoom, because I ended up doing that last week. Had Zoom class on Thursday and Friday back to back. Thursday class was bigger than the Friday class. I think only 6 kids showed up on Friday, but Thursday had a few more than that. So I'm going to get back to doing that. I kind of slacked off over. I don't think I did that at all last year, or the year before that. I kind of pulled back on that because I noticed that many kids, a lot of my advanced kids, they didn't like doing the Zoom class. Now the white belts and gold belts, purple belts, they like the Zoom classes, but the red belts and black belts, they definitely did not like it. They got tired of doing Zoom because when we're on Zoom, we're pretty much just doing combinations, and there's a bunch of different combinations. So I can make the class, I can give them work to do, and it's not a problem. It's not an issue. It's not like doing forms. Like I'm damn sure not going to do forms anymore on Zoom anymore. I've done it before. It's absolutely horrible. Trying to no, you turning the wrong way. Go the other way, and you got the wrong. Nah. And then when you got different kids doing different forms, it is a nightmare. When you got green belts, blue belts, red belts, all doing form, it's they're doing different forms and everything. It's just a nightmare trying to do that on Zoom. You can't really,
form number one and go.
Yeah, man. You can't really do. You really can't even do any type of self-defense. So you're only really pretty much stuck with two things you could do: basics, the basic blocks and strikes, and combinations. And there are way more combinations, and it's more fun doing combinations than the basic blocks, the low block, inside to outside, outside to inside, high block, and all that crap. So we just do a lot of combinations and things. So, and you know what? Sometimes when I do the Zoom class, I've noticed I didn't call the kids out, but I noticed they're trying a lot harder when they're on Zoom. Okay. You know why? What? I know why. It's because the parents are watching. Their parents are right there watching, and they're watching closely. So they're because I know a couple kids were training harder than they normally do in class. And then I said to myself, mom or dad is right there, or grandma and grandpa are right there, because you don't train like this when it's just us. So I didn't want to call them out. I didn't want to call the students out that I noticed that, but it's all good. Other than that, man, this is the time of year. This is my least favorite time of year, when the holidays are over. And I'm not knocking the birthdays, my wife's birthday, my daughter's birthday, my son's birthday. I'm not knocking the birthdays. That's all fine. But this January and February, when it is ice cold, and for us, this is one of those winters that I hate, when it gets cold in November. And I'm not talking about the mild Thanksgiving where it's in the high 50s or in the low 60s around Thanksgiving. No. It's been cold since November. Mm-hmm. And we got another month and a half, 2 months of this crap. I was telling Isaiah when we did Winter Circle, I'm ready for March, because at least in March, we're not going to be in the teens, in the 20s in March. It might be a little damp. It might be in the 50s. It might even be in the 40s some days. But it's not this bitter cold when, today or yesterday was 3 degrees. That's some bullshit. This morning I got up, it's 3 degrees, -6 on the wind chill. No, yep. I can't stand this time. It's just entirely too cold. So I'm ready to at least get to March, and it warms up a little bit, and then I'll deal with the April showers when we get there. But at least it won't be cold, So.
No, I hear that for sure.
Yeah. What else has been up? Other than that, man, me and Mel, we've been doing some restructuring of the business. We're about to really go hard with the clothing line. She is going to take the reins with the clothing line, and we're going to start going to more tournaments and setting up a booth to sell Black Belt Club clothes at some of these tournaments now. So we've been putting our heads together for that. And I've been spending a lot of time studying the stocks, and I've been enjoying that. I got a bunch of books, and I've been listening to a bunch of audio books also. So I'm really, really getting into that, enjoying it. And I'm going to take a couple of classes and just learn as much as I can about investing. I'm not interested in losing money, but we got to get ready to start thinking about that retirement, man. Because we're at the halfway point, and I know I'm a little bit older than you, but still, we're at the point now where we gotta, we're not always going to be as fit as we are now, and out here being able to work as much as we can. So, we got to start preparing for that. So, all right. So you ready to get into the show?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So we're at Kingdom, season 1, episodes 9 and 10. This is the finale.
So 9 starts off, and it's literally a whole episode about cut day.
Yeah.
Now, Jay has to cut 10 pounds. Ryan has to cut 20.
You know,
what you say. 20 pounds in one day is too much.
Yeah, you know,
too much.
That was one of the things that got me into the UFC, right? Was cutting. Remember when the Ultimate Fighter used to come on right after Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
I used to watch Monday Night Raw faithfully every single Monday. When they had the first season of the Ultimate Fighter, I remember Josh Koscheck. I was not watching. It was a commercial break, and the commercial came on for the Ultimate Fighter. Josh Koscheck, I believe he said something to the effect that if you can lose 20 pounds in a day, then you're a real man. And I remember turning toward the TV and said, what the hell? 20 pounds? Who can cut 20 pounds in a day? That does not seem safe. I didn't know that there's a difference from cutting water weight and cutting, body fat, because at the time, this is 2005 or 6, I was a personal trainer. So I was like, ain't no way you can lose 20 pounds in one day. But he wasn't talking about body fat. He was talking about, taking out all the water and drying yourself out. I have never done that ever in my life. So I didn't know that that was even a thing. I never wrestled, and, I never, boxed professionally. So I didn't know anything about cutting weight. Yeah. That sounds ridiculous, and it looks miserable. Now, as a wrestler, did you ever have to do that?
Well, I've talked about it a few times. So my senior year of wrestling,
that's right.
Yeah, I've wrestled 189, and my body did not want to be 190. They give you a two pound leeway, I think it was. So 191 was where I was supposed to be for the whole year, and I sat around 200, 201, 202, pretty much the whole year. So I was cutting 5-6 pounds a lot, and like the most I ever had to do in a day was 2 pounds, and that was in a couple hours at a meet. And I had to do that, and you just you put on the trash bag and you go do jump rope or run laps, or you try to go, like, the best place for running laps if you don't have a sauna is the pool area, because the pool area is moist and hot and you can get a good sweat. But
so wait. So are you running in the pool or are you running around the pool?
Around the pool.
Oh, hell no. Like I would be paranoid that I'm about to slip and bust my ass, hit my head, fall in.
I go on the outside, and it was more like a light jog. Or we would jump rope with like 6 sweaters on in the shower, just to get a good steam, stuff like that. But when I was cutting like 5 or 6 pounds, I was cutting that in a week, not a day.
Yeah.
Now I had a guy who wrestled 103, but he was like 5'9". He couldn't make 103 pounds on a good day. He was taking stuff to vomit and everything, because at 110 he would get smoked. So at 103 he was just, that's the thing. He was cutting that because he could dominate most of the guys at that weight, but at the next weight up he would get smoked. So he tried to stay there, but I'm like, I'm not doing it. I told my coach, and the problem was, the biggest problem was, if I went up a weight, my brother and I would have had to wrestle each other for it. Because he wrestled the 215 and he had no problem staying. He stayed around 205 to 210, somewhere around there all the time. So he didn't have no problem. Plus, we needed both slots, and I was closer to it. So, I decided to stay there. But yeah, my body, the senior year, like junior year, no problem. I made that weight. Once I cut it, it stayed up. But my senior year, my body said no, thank you. So, yeah, it was a struggle most weeks. Like, I was dieting and drinking just water, and then I wouldn't drink anything the day of weigh-ins, and then I would just go ham on some food and drinks after weigh-in. So meanwhile, our heavyweight was always 20 pounds under, so he'd be at the weigh-ins eating chips, laughing at us, have a burger in his hand. That guy was mean.
Yeah. Now, like, man, I mean, just cutting weight, watching this the scene, this whole episode, it just looks miserable.
Yes.
It looks miserable as hell. And it seems at some point, like I saw Ryan, like it started getting to his head at one point.
Well, and Ryan even is going through, like, he's acting like Elvie dragged him here the whole time. And now all of a sudden he's like, now that he has to cut 20 pounds. How do you get to the day of weighing and have to cut 20 pounds? That's the part I don't get.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Even worse with Jay. Jay, if I know I got a fight coming up, the most I'm going to be is 5 or 6 pounds heavy, not 20 or 10. That's crazy.
Well, it seemed like Jay was used to it, and I mean, it seemed like he purposely. Well, he said it like he loved cut day. That was one of the first things he said when he woke up, that he had no problem. And Nate thought he was lying about it, but he seemed to enjoy it.
Well, he was messing with Ryan the whole time, but
yeah,
he got Ryan going. But now, what I want to know is how much time did they have for this? Because again, I mean, it seemed like they were working out for 3 hours, and Ryan only cut 3 pounds, and then all of a sudden at the end he made it. He was 2 pounds under.
Well, it looked like they were training all day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they were. That was an all day thing.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So when Nate and Jay show up to the gym, Lisa can't find Elvie. So Elvie wasn't at home. Elvie wasn't at the gym. He was at the gym at one point, but he left.
He was at home too. It looked like he had left.
There were signs that he was in both places, but he just disappeared. He's not.
Have you ever thought about doing that?
Oh man, are you kidding? Not with my wife. She's private at PI, man. She'll come after my ass.
Man, you know what?
And then
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't just disappear on Melissa like that. I definitely wouldn't do that. But you know, I mean, it did seem like a relaxing day just to get away from everything, not answering no phone calls, you know, get in a hotel room and just having some alone time. Man, that seemed really, really peaceful.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this was very childish of Elvie.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, he starts getting insecure when he finally, fesses up to Lisa about the whole thing and starts to, do you still love me? Blah, blah, blah. Which, of course, she said, yeah. But then later on, she's like, you know what? I do love you, but I slept like a baby. I didn't even miss your ass. That's not good.
Yeah. That was in the second episode. But you know what? When she asked him, well, we'll get there. Go ahead, man.
So I mean, this episode is pretty straightforward. It's a lot of
There's one part I wanted to see how you were going to describe.
Which one?
I'm gonna let you keep on going. I'll let you know when we get there.
Well, like I said, Jay and what's his face, Ryan, they're just going back and forth, and Jay pretty much has to carry Ryan because Ryan's freaking out about Elvie, freaking out about Lisa. He's doing all this just craziness. And there's also a part where and I didn't realize this was who this guy was, but this guy's at the gym and he says something to, I'm assuming, a coworker.
And I didn't know who he was at first either. Yep.
Yeah, he takes it the wrong way, but it ends up it's Ryan's parole officer. And after she leaves, he sops up the sweat from where she was sitting and like rubs it on his face. So I'm just thinking like, oh, he's just a perv.
Yes.
But then we find out later, like it's not the stench of a woman that he likes. He likes the scent of and the feel of sweat. He likes the salt. And that I've never heard of something like that. Whoever like researched that for this part is that's weird. That's a weird.
No, that's sick. It's sick. This is the part that I was wondering how you were going to explain.
I mean, it is what it is. Ryan got off easy because the way that whole thing comes about is, one of the guys doesn't want to work for the rat place anymore, and he drops a dime about Ryan not even working there anymore and being at the gym. So when he pops up, all that guy wanted was some sweaty t-shirts to go take care of himself too.
This guy. So in order not to get Ryan in any trouble and revoke his probation. Because the guy shows up at the gym and he lets Ryan know, like, hey man, I could take you to jail now. Like everything could be over with now. And Lisa was going to pay him off. And he said that he didn't want any money. And she said, what do you want? And I don't know. I was thinking he wanted something from Lisa, the way how everyone was acting.
He didn't look at her that way. But
yeah.
I think that's what they wanted us to think. Then all of a sudden he was like, he started explaining his fetish. I guess.
He wanted to talk to Ryan alone. And once he got Ryan alone, he explained to Ryan about his condition. And basically,
I don't even remember what he called it, but it was weird.
Yeah, I can't remember. I didn't write that shit down either. But he basically says that he likes to enjoy private time with himself by smelling sweat. So Ryan gives him a t-shirt and he runs out of that damn gym with that sweaty ass t-shirt that Ryan has been sweating in for hours. He doesn't even wait till he gets home. He throws this thing on his head in the car and takes a big whiff. And we can tell that he is unbuckling his pants. And right there in front of the gym, he is in his own car. He's having happy time to himself. He couldn't wait to enjoy himself.
Yeah, I mean, he found the jackpot for sweat. He can keep coming back for that all he wants.
Yeah, right.
That's an easy one to pay compared to the $5,000 Elvie was having to drop to get Ryan.
Yeah, but you don't want to be Ryan and this guy coming up to you all the time, because people could take this the wrong way. This guy walking up to you say, you got what I need. I need something from you. People can look at that real, real weird and take it
100%
a different way. So
it is weird. Yeah. So yeah, the guys are going through their thing. They're in and out of the sauna. They're the craziest part about this episode, other than that nasty sweat guy, they're trying to get Ryan to put on the sweatsuit.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a trash bag, more or less. And you seal off everything and you just sweat in it, and then you dump the sweat out and keep sweating in it. He explained that a guy, when he was in prison, would cut himself and peel himself like a banana. And Ryan said that makes more sense to him now than putting on the suit. Now, I'm sorry, but why Elvie pushed Ryan so hard to do this when this guy was the biggest prima donna I've ever seen, and he's such a baby?
Yeah, he is.
I'm actually glad what happens to him in season 2, because he deserves that. He's a baby. Go out there and fight, man. Be more like Jay. Jay wants to go out and knock some people out and hurt some people.
Mm-hmm.
He's a warrior. Ryan's just a little baby.
Yeah, Ryan got some mental issues, and I'm surprised we haven't seen him in therapy more, because that's what he needs. He needs therapy.
He's always whining about something. He's always complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And then, not only that, the biggest complainer on the show, and then you take someone like Keith under your wing. Why? You want something to complain about? Complain about Keith. That guy's terrible.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Let's go back a little bit, because you brought up Jay. Now, I think so. Me and Angel had this discussion, and I talked about it before. I think Jay did kill those people now.
Really?
Because I do. Because when Jay he breaks into that house, he sees that guy with his family in bed. The next thing, Jay comes out and he's vomiting. If he would have just left, I don't think he would have had an issue. I don't think he would have vomited if he did not shoot them and kill them. In this episode, at the beginning of this episode, Jay is in the bath getting ready, and Nate comes in and tells him, hey, I'm going to drop the charges. I'm not going to press charges against these people. And Jay kind of looks at him from the side of his eye, let him explain himself, and then says, you know what? I think that is the best thing, because he knows that they're not around anymore. So there's nothing that's going to happen. Jay doesn't want people investigating what happened to these people. Now we saw one guy. We didn't see the other guy, but I guess it's kind of safe to assume that he did both guys, because I don't think we hear from these guys ever again in this series, do we? I don't think they come back. I don't remember them coming back.
I don't think so.
And that's one of the things that happens in this show, that happens in season 2 and 3, that just kind of feels rushed, that they don't get back to and don't explain thoroughly enough. But like I said, I think that Jay did kill those people. I think he just killed the whole family, and that's why, he eventually threw up. Go ahead, man.
Makes sense. At the same time, all this going on, Nate's trying to get back into fighting form, and his knee is holding him back.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the big guy's name?
Mac.
Mac is watching him, and
he's
Mac's
a weird friend too.
Yeah, Mac's telling him to calm down and to take it easy. He's like, if you get hurt on my watch, your dad's gonna kill me. Blah blah blah. So instead of taking Mac's advice, Nate basically asked Mac for some help, for some basically some steroids.
Yeah, it was HGH, human growth hormone.
Yeah, just to get him over, just to get him over the hump. And yeah, you almost wonder, because the mom catches him. The mom busts him on it, but the mom thinks he's doing something like on her level, which is crazy. So, and he tells her, and he says, don't say anything, but I don't blame him. Meanwhile, Alvy, Lisa's freaking out about Alvy, and Alvy's off drinking at the hotel. He's sitting by the pool. He made a new friend.
Yeah, he did.
He's getting drinks by the pool, watching European chicks take their tops off. And this is all, while he's supposed to be helping his fighter and his kid and his girlfriend run this gym, and he's just off having a good time, talking smack. And he's telling his whole life story to just this random stranger, who I guess owns this fine establishment. It's not even a hotel; it's a motel. So I mean, yeah. But it is what it is. And like I said, it's just he's another. Maybe that's why he likes Ryan, because they're both big babies.
Well, I think he's kind of using Ryan. I don't think he likes him as a friend. I don't think he trusts him either, because the only reason he wants Ryan around is because he feels Ryan can win fights, and that's going to get the gym more publicity.
True. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
That's the only reason, because obviously Alvy does not feel comfortable with Ryan and Lisa's relationship either. He you can tell it's been evident the whole series.
Well, and he's insecure anyway, and he's not wrong. Ryan plays it off the whole time, but he eventually does tell Jay that the only reason he came back was that he's still in love with her and all this other crap, and he still tries a lot. So at the same time all this is going on, like I said, Alvy's just kind of wallowing and everything. Lisa finds Alvy's pills that he's supposed to be taking for his depression, and out of the 30, only 2 of them are gone, which means he stopped taking them, which he never told her about. He said they were working, and then he stopped taking them.
I missed that whole thing when we learned that he had a depression issue. I don't remember them saying that.
Oh, he was going to the therapist.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was taking medicine for it. I just didn't think that was that important.
Well, and the one important thing he tells this stranger is that not fighters don't always make the best coaches.
Because that's true.
As a fighter, it's all about you as a fighter. As a coach, it's about them, and sometimes it's hard. And I think that's what Alvy is struggling with, because I think he's got more fight in him, and it's hard for him to just put it into other people, including his kids. So, I mean, he kind of almost had a come to Jesus moment with that.
You hear a lot of wrestlers. I mean, and I'm talking about pro wrestlers. You hear a lot of pro wrestlers talk about this also, because he explained, like at one point in time, like he felt like he was on top of the world when he was a competitor and he was fighting. He had money, he had fame, he had women, he had drugs, alcohol. He was living a life. And when that music stops, when you're no longer the athlete, all of that stuff goes away, and you have to come back to reality and be a normal person like everyone else. And they have a hard time adjusting to that. That's why you see so many wrestlers, especially when you go to independent shows. A lot of people are, a lot of old wrestlers are still wrestling. And you would think, like, man, like you are 60 something years old. Like, why are you still doing it? But they like being around the business that they've been around for 30, 40 years. They don't want to let that go. They want to, they want to still feel that I don't know. I guess it's like a drug to them.
Yeah, I think
they want to feel that rush.
I think it's a natural high.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
An addiction that they can't get over sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot that I mean, that's pretty much the whole episode. But both guys make weight; they actually are under. And then the end of the episode, like I said, is Alvy talking to Lisa, at least letting her know that he's okay. Asked her about the day. Do you still love me? And she's upset because he scared her, but she's also happy that he's at least alive.
Yeah, I don't think she answered when he asked her if she still loved Ryan. And she didn't answer, and he hung up.
And she asked if she could come get him, and he said not yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, these are people who are having trouble facing real life problems.
Yeah, he had been drinking all day. So like he checked in the morning time, and he brought his own alcohol. And then, this owner of this motel, I don't remember this guy's name, but he gives some scissor. They're drinking scissor at one point. Like they're mixing medicine, prescription medicine with pop. And yeah, so they're on a whole nother level now. That stuff is dangerous. So they're drinking that throughout the day, plus all of the other alcohol he had been drinking all day. Like Alvy at this point in time, when he was talking to her, I was surprised he even know how to use words. Like he should have been slurring. He should have been on his face. He should have been done for the day. And it seemed like it was like, maybe 10 or 11 o'clock at night when they were talking. So yeah, he should have been messed up.
The first part of this episode's funny because you got Lisa kind of giving her own version of an inspirational talk to Ryan, and she's also feeding him breakfast, which I thought was funny. Because on the other side, you have Nate, who's doing the same thing with his brother. He's getting his brother breakfast and giving him kind of like an inspirational speech for the day. And then we see Nate shooting up his knee while the mom has to pee her pants, I guess. So because he's making her wait to use the bathroom.
She is a weird person. That Christina, she's weird.
Yeah, she's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Jay asked his mom to come to the fight, but the mom can't watch the fights. And I don't know too many moms that are good about watching their kids fight. I don't know too many.
Yeah, my mom didn't like watching us fight. I could think of, maybe 2 times when she was at an event when I fought, and one of them was my first tournament. Like she might have been there for that. And when we did the first Clash of the Champions, she was there for that. But other than that, I don't remember my mom at too many tournaments.
I know a lot of people always like, does your mom ever come out? And I'm like, my mom, she goes to my testings, and she's been to like a couple of in-house tournaments, but no, that's not her thing. That was my dad's thing because my dad worked a lot. Mm-hmm. So tournaments and karate class was like our thing.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to invade on that, but yeah, she couldn't take all that, watching me get kicked in the face, or probably not even watching me kick other people in the face. I mean, she'd be better with that, but she used to watch the videos and stuff. So I mean, she knew what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he tells the mom, you can just show up and hang out in the back, which is like, okay, why? And then everyone's just kind of deciding they're going to get in a light workout, and then I guess they all have their own ritual. It sounds like Jay likes to sleep. before he goes. And I don't know what Ryan's trying to figure out his thing, and everyone's kind of suggesting. He said back in the day, him and Lisa used to go on like a hike or something like that through the park.
Yeah,
I'm
not good with nerves like when it's comes to competition. Like I don't know, man. Like I've never fought at night like this, so I know I would have been like, come on, let's get this over with all day. I wouldn't have been able to eat. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I wouldn't have been good until after this fight was over with.
I don't know. I think like the day of, I'm one of those people like everything is going good and I'm trying to keep my mind busy. And then like an hour or two before, it's like, okay, now it's happening. And then it's like, oh crap, here it comes.
You know what's weird about competing, man? I would be nervous all day before the tournament. Like, but the moment the division starts, the nerves were gone. Like I was never nervous again. It was only the waiting. But once they called the division, I was fine after that. I had no nerves. Like the first fight, I wouldn't have any nerves. And if I won, I would never have any nerves after that. It was just always just waiting around.
My dad used to say, I either had to hit someone first or had to get hit. And then it was like a switch went off, like, oh, now I'm in a fight. Because I used to start slow a lot. So my dad had this thing before tournaments. He used to try and warm my brother and I up before, or have us fight each other like in the kitchen just before, like lightly. Because he's like, we can't have you starting slow because if you get behind, sometimes you might mess it up. But he's like, it always seems like it just takes one hit. Like you got to hit somebody or get hit before you like, oh yeah, I'm here to fight. Well, at least I got it together eventually. But the mom finds the top of the needle from Nate, so she starts investigating the house. And like I said, she's worried about her level of drug taking. She's not even thinking about steroids. So it was kind of funny because it was like, the pot calling kettle black over here. But, I mean, as a mom, she just got clean, so I could see her, not wanting her son to go down that same level. Lisa and Alvy have a heart-to-heart where basically, like I said, Lisa talks about how she feels for Alvy and she understands that he needs to get back on track with his medicine and everything like that, but that, she slept like a baby. She wasn't, she was worried sick about him, but she didn't miss him. So
I think that would have been different if they hadn't talked.
Yeah.
It would have been different then.
Probably. But she's had a lot to think about at this point. And so he asked her, like, are you breaking up with me? Are you leaving me? And she's like, yeah. I mean, what's the point? If you just leave and then I feel more relieved than I feel like worried about it, why do we need to be together? Now, I don't really remember how that affects the business down the road.
I don't remember either.
But it can't be good. Especially, whatever, if he finds someone new or she finds someone new or she goes back to Ryan, like there's so many ways this could pan out. It would be just crazy no matter what. But I don't remember if I don't remember. Is she just gone in season 2? It might even just be she's just gone.
I mean, no, I didn't remember her leaving, and I didn't even remember they broke up.
Yeah, she said
it's been a while since I've seen it.
So I mean, she still manages Jay for this fight, and she still, she cheers on everybody. She cheers on Ryan. She cheers on Jay. So, I mean, she even congratulates Alvy. So she's not like sour grapes about it, but she seems like
she was a little rude to Christina.
Well, Christina kind of had that coming. So she showed up like, nothing ever happened, and she's talking everybody up. And then she's said something about the gym, and Lisa said, I don't get nothing. The gym, there's nothing for the gym. Like, I get nothing out of the gym.
Lisa, she thinks that Christina is trying to get some of the gym.
Yeah.
And anything that we've seen with Christina, that like she hasn't said anything about that or made any moves, or she's never, I mean, that's all in Lisa's own head.
But that could be the angle. I mean,
it doesn't look like it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, what Lisa was doing before, she was probably making more money than Alvy.
Yeah.
So I don't think she don't give a shit about that damn gym.
Yeah.
if Christina wants to make some money, she can go make some money. She's gonna make a lot more than Alvy's making with the gym. So
well,
I don't think she's trying to get the gym.
Christina didn't show up out of nowhere. Jay went and fished her out of the gut.
Right.
But I don't think they know that. That's the problem. Lisa and Alvy don't know that. They just think she popped up out of nowhere. So that's that. If she explained any of that to either one, it might be like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. But it's not. So the guys, Nate's warming up both guys. Jay's going to be the first fight, and then Ryan's the championship fight. Jay goes out, and his fight is quick.
Yeah, it was.
He goes out and shows you what he goes out and puts that dude down and basically knocks him out pretty quick. So TKO, whatever you want to call it. And then he celebrates like he would. And everyone's happy. And then he comes in, tells Ryan, hey, do the same thing.
Now hold on. Now before the fight even happens, like he tells Mac when they're back in the gym, he tells Mac that he wants everything at his house. So he's throwing an after party at the house.
Oh yeah.
And he wants everything that he can put in his system to be there. I thought that was weird to say when you know that your mom is staying at that house. Also, it's not like you put her up in a hotel and said stay away. Nope. Why would you want to have a wild party with drugs and alcohol and your mom she's not all the way better? Why would you want to put her in that position?
Because Jay's crazy.
He's 100% crazy. Because he should have put mom up somewhere else, in a nice hotel, or talk to dad and got her in that hotel that motel that he spent the day at. Something. She shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been around that.
No, you're not right.
That's crazy.
You're not right. So the beginning of Ryan's fight, it's pretty back and forth. Nothing crazy. Nothing. It looked like maybe Ryan won that first round, or it was even. Second round, he takes a bit of a stumble backwards. He kind of, he takes a few shots. He gets put on the mat a few times. He does get a submission try, but the guy gets out of it. And then the third round, he kind of takes over. Definitely hurts the guy with a knee and a couple of leg kicks, and then basically puts it on him, gets on the ground, gets some ground. He gets some ground and pound without even being on top of it. He's still standing and hitting this dude on the ground. Like, what kind of reach do you have to have for that? And did he get it? I think he got a slam too. Yeah, he got a big slam.
I thought he lost after the second round because the way it ended, I didn't hear the bell. And Ryan was getting the crap beat out of him. He
was like, they were playing it off like he was having trouble hearing, like everything kind of went cloudy for him. And then he snapped back in the third. So I'll tell you one thing, Ryan, I don't know what his background is supposed to be, but
wrestler
in this fight, I was gonna say he looked like a wrestler.
Yeah, they said wrestler.
They did? Okay, yeah, he looked like a wrestler.
He does in real life. Yeah, he looks like that might have been his thing.
Yeah. Well, his wrestling could have been better. I mean, he only used it a couple times, but everything that I was looking at looked to me like he was a wrestler turned MMA. So, which is interesting because they usually make really good MMA fighters. So he wins his fight, and then he's super excited, and then he has to get on the mic and he has to say, now he says thank you to everyone, but he purposely leaves Lisa out.
He says Lisa.
I don't think he mentioned her.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Mentioned her. Yeah, he said her name.
I thought he didn't mention her, but
yeah, he mentioned her after he talked about. I think he said the gym. He said Navy Street Gym, and then I think he said her name right after that.
He talked about his parents. He talked about Alvy and the boys, and the gym, and I almost forgot Kenny Florian was in it, but that was funny. Was he just playing himself?
I believe so.
Now the crazy thing is, while the spotlight's still on Ryan and they're taking pictures and everything, Alvy walks to the back and starts putting things away. So is this back again to the part where he's having trouble accepting somebody else taking the spotlight? Like, I was a chance to get his 15 minutes of fame as well.
I don't think he wanted that. I don't think he wanted to be looked at as the coach.
I just thought it was
but
odd.
it could have helped the jump because both of your students won. Both of your fighters won.
He doesn't. Lisa puts him on an interview right after.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that helps.
Yeah,
and he did that. I thought he was going to turn that down, but it just felt weird that everybody else was still there and he just walked away.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was odd. So I just was wondering, like, what is that even about? But he's just a weird guy like that.
Ryan should have thanked Keith. Keith would have loved that.
He could have held the bear up, put the bear on.
Keith would have loved it.
Everybody goes to this party except for Elvie. Mm-hmm. And then the mom leaves in the middle of the party. Now, I thought the mom was going to go score some drugs, which she might have. But the first thing
she did.
She makes a stop at Elvie's.
Mm-hmm.
And, has a heart-to-heart with Elvie about everything going on. And Elvie's just trying to, get her drunk and get laid.
Mm-hmm.
Which she actually turned down, which I thought was, she said last time made her feel like a whore, but I was like, well, no offense, lady, you've been a whore for like the last 5 years.
Hey, if you bang her in the alley.
She even said she felt bad for Lisa. She had nothing nice to say about Lisa or around Lisa at all. Like, and now all of a sudden she feels bad for her, then you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, well, she was thinking about herself at that time.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. He made her feel like a whore, and what did she do next? She calls up her pimp. So he brought the horror out of her.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it was crazy, because then I was like, okay, so the person on the phone she was on the phone with was Elvie, but then we find out Terry pulls up right after she gets done talking to Elvie. So now we're like, now she's back to her old ways. Now, is that because, like, what made her feel that way? Was it Elvie?
I think it was Elvie.
The fact that Nate is on the drugs. Did she, she said something to Nate that made me wonder again if she realizes Nate's struggling with something and she knows what it is and she wants him to come to her with it. So is it that?
I don't know.
Because this party's going on and there's a lot of pretty girls there, and Nate just kind of, what did she call him, a wall hanger or something like that?
Wallflower?
Something like, for being on the wall and letting them come to him, but that's not why he wasn't out there, macking on girls. He doesn't like girls.
Yeah, we find that out now. You might as well talk about it.
One of the things after the mom comes back, she actually comes back to the party messed up.
I think the party was over with.
Yeah,
because Jay was looking for her, and he knew. I think he knew as soon as she wasn't around, he couldn't find her. He knew that she snuck out, and that's messed up. That was the first thing that he thought of, though.
I mean, like you said, he didn't help the situation.
No, he didn't. Exactly. And because this whole time since he's gotten mom back, he's been pretty much watching her. Every now and then, not Ryan, Nate watches her. And he did tell Nate that he didn't want mom to see him like what was about to happen, because he was taking in a lot of drugs. Like he had a bunch of cocaine that he was snorting.
Yeah, it was messy.
Yeah, and he had those girls, and that's what I said. Mac thought that they were about to have a foursome or something. He's like, nah, this is not about that. Put your clothes on and get the hell out of here.
Poor Mac.
I don't blame him.
He should have thrown Mac some scraps. Come on.
Nah, Mac could have went back outside and got his own scraps. There was plenty of scraps laying around. Like, I don't know.
I'm just saying. So then we see Nate go off to a club. And I mean, when you're kind of looking around and you see what the club is, it's basically a club for guys.
Yeah.
And then
they weren't gonna let him in either.
Well, he was already pretty messed up.
Yeah.
So, but he does go to the back alley where somebody followed him and, received some fun time from somebody. So this is where there's foreshadowing to us. Like this Nate hasn't come out, but I think they still wait till season 3 before he actually comes out to his family.
Yeah, well, I don't know if anybody knows in season 2, but in season 3, Dad doesn't know till damn near the last episode.
Yeah, I know.
When he finds out, when Alvy finds out, and
they take us for a turn on that one too.
Yeah,
which was just messed up. And I mean that's pretty much where we end, and then we go into season 2, which I mean we'll probably get to sooner than later, but we're gonna probably watch a few movies before that.
Yeah, we'll get to season 2 probably sometime in the spring or something. Spring, summer. No, we do it like how we did. What's the show? Why am I forgetting the name of the show? The Bruce Lee movie. Warrior. That's right. Yeah.
So I came across this movie online, and it's called Life After Fighting. I think it's on Netflix. I sent it to you. I hope it's good. I mean, the preview looked good. I like the actor, so I'm hoping it's pretty good. It got some good ratings. So
okay, all right.
I hadn't really seen it come up before, but like I said, I do like the actor. So we'll see how it goes.
It's not a podcast unless that happens to you, Hunjo. That has to happen at least once an episode.
I guess. So we'll check that out. And you know what? We're not going to mention the other show because every time we do, it doesn't happen. So, stay tuned. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't.
It's been a minute since we did Super Fleet. We definitely. It's always something. Something always happens. So Anyway,
I'm glad you're feeling better though.
Yeah, man, I'm cool now, man. I'm cool. Just a little under the weather last week, a little bit. So, but other than that, everything's all good. And no internet problems. Hopefully, we don't have any internet problems in a couple days over here. So,
have you seen all the Doomsday teasers?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I don't know what to think. For Doomsday, I just hope it's good. Because it's so many theories going on, and you got to remember, Secret Wars are coming after. It's coming after it also, and that after Secret Wars, everything is getting rebooted anyway.
Yeah.
Now they said that some people were going to make it after Secret Wars. Like some people might stick around. I don't know. I don't think any of our main people are going to stick around. I think there's going to be a new Thor. There's probably going to be a new Captain America. There's going to be a new Iron Man. I think all of that's going to happen. Definitely, we're going to have new X-Men. They're not going to, because even Patrick Stewart said that this was it for him.
I was just my family and I just rewatched the last two, so Infinity War and Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be so hard to beat those, and I know they will. They probably will.
Mm-hmm. This Doomsday is supposed to be like over 3 hours long. That's a long movie. Over 3 hours, man. Yeah,
but that's what most of them are usually. And Thanos is so hard. Like that's such an epic bad guy. And Kang was going to be good to me. I wish they would. I hope they're going back to the Kang eventually. Like to me, that was a good storyline.
I've seen that Kang is supposed to be in this, but I think Dr. Doom is going to get rid of him.
Of course he is.
But once again, like these two movies are going to be the end of the MCU the way we know it.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, they're not talking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a movie coming out this summer. Yeah. Before Doomsday.
Well, it'll lead into Doomsday.
Huh?
It'll lead into Doomsday.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not hearing anything about it. But I don't think that I don't think that Tom is going to be in Doomsday. I think this Spider-Man movie is taking place at the exact same time as Doomsday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I read online. It's happening at the same time. So I don't think he's going to be in the Doomsday movie, but I think he's in Secret Wars. He's in the second one.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it's going. So we'll see what happens. So
I'm excited nonetheless. I can't wait too long, but let's get it going.
Yeah.
Right,
anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. Everyone, stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.